time.
Hey, Amir.
Don't forget to subscribe to Sharonatsea channel. Thank you.
No. Okay, now you can say it. I started the video and the microphone wasn't turned on yet.
Oh, well, good evening, everyone.
Well, good evening, everyone. What's going on? Sharon, how the heck are you? I feel like we haven't been live in forever. Has it been forever? How long has it been?
I don't know. Well,
Has it been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks, I think.
It's been the longest 2 weeks of our lives.
It just seems like it because we've been gone and been really busy. So.
We have been busy, like a couple little beavers. Like a little Bucky's beaver.
Oh my gosh.
I got Bucky fever for that Bucky beaver because they're building one right down the road. I'm very excited about it. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you can hear us. Hope you can see us. Let's jump in the chat right away and see what people are saying. If they're saying we see you, we hear you. Whoa, the chat is flying by like crazy. I can't. Whoa, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just
it's going too fast. It's too fast. Oh my god, it's too fast. Tessamon said it does seem like it's been forever. Hello. I know that Leanne Francisconi is in the house.
Yeah, I see her.
Hello, Leanne. Well, hello, Brian, our two dear friends. Our other dear friend, Nancy, and is cruising.
Yeah.
Nancy, Anthony, they're doing an Alaska cruise or something like that. So they are out this evening. Although you know Nancy, she'll probably pop in anyway because that's just how she is. She loves to get involved in the cruising community at every turn. But if you don't see her, that's quite all right, Nancy. If you see this later, if you're watching later, have a great time. We hope you're enjoying the heck out of your cruise.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure they are.
Heidi Leskin says we see you and we hear you. So it's good to see everybody. We have been very busy. Sharon, the last 2 weeks have been a whirlwind. I'm not even sure where to begin. We were so busy today, we barely even wrote down or talked about anything we want to talk about. But really quick, what have we been up to for the last 2 weeks? It's been crazy.
Cruising.
We have been cruising. Short cruising, the short cruising is what we've been doing.
Yeah, they're I don't know, I feel like they're a little more, well, maybe not one, but since we did two kind of really close together, it's just I don't know. It's almost busier than if you just did one longer one.
Yes.
So.
Shayna Reed is saying, yes, welcome home. I think it's been 3 weeks. Last live was the day of my hip replacement. Congratulations. We hope that goes fabulous.
I hope you're healing up well, Shayna.
Yes. And if anything goes wrong, don't tell me because I'll be scared to do mine in the first week of August. But no, we hope everything goes good, Shayna. And we look forward to seeing you here. She'll be up and running in a couple weeks.
She just said Mark just corrected her. It was 2.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, all right. Well, it's good to know that Mark's paying attention. At least somebody's out there paying attention. We have already put some videos out from both of these cruises we were just on. We did the Carnival Radiance out of Long Beach.
Yeah.
And that was a grandkids trip.
Yeah.
Right. That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. The kids had so much fun.
Yes.
And we had so much fun, and it was just busy. I mean, we just kind of focused on all the kid stuff, the things they wanted to do, which was like water slide, pools, all that kind of kid stuff. We played mini golf and I don't know, all the sports square activities out there and all that. So we just had a lot of fun with the kids. And
you did a little foosball, you did a little cornhole.
Yeah.
The kids ate ice cream like it was something they'd never seen before.
Yeah, they ate a lot of ice cream.
Yes, they had burgers, they had Shaq's chicken. They love it. They love it.
And it was a good ship, I think, to take them on for the two younger ones. It was their first cruise, and I think it was a great ship for that. I think we had a couple comments under one of our videos saying that, how could you take them on that ship, or like thinking that it was like run down or anything. But
it's an older ship.
It's older, but it's been, it was all whatever you call it. Refurbished.
Redone, redid. They redid that day.
Into the Radiance. And it was great. I mean, it didn't really look outdated or anything. It was, and it had a lot of things. It was kind of that size ship that was perfect for a first cruise. The kids learned their way around pretty quickly. They didn't get lost. They kind of knew where to maneuver and find things, especially the ice cream right away.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they felt, comfortable on that versus if we would have taken them on one of the massive big ships, they would have been probably like
Yeah.
lost, you know.
Well, I mean, the Radiance had a 4-day, right? It was a ship that we had been on before, so we knew the ship well, so we didn't have to get acclimated to a new ship or a ship we hadn't been on, maybe once a long time ago or something like that. So that really worked out good. And with the kids, I mean, the 2 youngest boys had never cruised before. Natalie, our other granddaughter, was there. She cruised once. She was just like this big or something when she went.
Yeah.
So it's been forever. Of course, Riley and Callie were there. They've both cruised a bunch. And Matthew was there to hold down the fort. Uncle Matthew, he was the uncle to all those kids, which is always funny to say. So he was there to help out, and he was great. He took the kids to the arcade a couple times.
Yeah, he loved taking the boys,
Yes.
hanging out with them.
It was funny. Every time we said we need to do something, one or both of the boys were like, "Can we go? Can we go? We want to go. Can we go? Can we?" Like, there's no tiring these kids out at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not for one moment. We thought maybe if they were playing in the pool all day, they were going pool, hot tub, slide, pool,
Yeah.
slide, hot
Not
tub, pool,
tired
slide,
at all.
hot tub. And I thought maybe after that they'd be exhausted. No, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, we go to dinner, they're jumping around in their seats, getting ready for. They're like, "What's up? What are we doing next? Where are we going next?"
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, and we had a good time with
Yeah,
that.
it was. And now they're ready to go again. So
Yes.
I have to start planning the next one for them. So.
For sure. I'm looking down the chat and seeing, as a reminder, guys, if anybody has any questions about anything cruise related, please make sure you write question first and then whatever you got, just so that we know it's a question versus just everyone saying hi and chatting with each other, because we know you guys are all friends talking to each other out there as well. I did see something. Daniel Field said, "Hey, the Radiance is fine."
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. It was
it's
great.
great. But he also mentioned that ride. We drive a lot of places. Every summer we drive to Minnesota. This year we're doing it again, and then we're driving from Minnesota to South Dakota, and then home. We got a lot of stuff going on that involves driving. But even though that 6-hour ride to California, 6 hours back, that we get back on a Friday later in the day, then Tuesday morning we're driving back to California again. It'll run you ragged, especially when you're the one doing all the driving.
And for the Radiance, we actually drove over the night before and stayed in a hotel, which we found a new hotel that we really like.
Yes.
That it's not right on top of the cruise port. It's about 20 minutes away, but it's one we may stay in going forward.
Might be our new favorite hotel in Long Beach.
It's just a great option. But anyways, so then we came home, and then we didn't go over the night before. The next time we drove in the morning of the Ovation cruise.
That's brutal.
So
that is a little bit brutal. That's like flying into a port on the same day of a cruise. Like there's that kind of stress level. Like, you're driving, so you have a little more control over what happens. So of course I'm checking the oil, topping off the fluids, checking the tire pressure on the car, making sure we're good to go. Is a spare tire ready in the event of an emergency? But you're still always worried the whole time. And it's not till you get to California that you start thinking, the drivers here are out of control. And at any given time, somebody could just rear end me, slam the brakes in front of me, hit me from the side. Something crazy could happen that could cause a whole shutdown and nightmare as far as getting on the cruise. So driving in the morning of, not recommended. We rarely ever do it, but in this case, we just did it because of the time that we had or didn't have to get out there the night before. And we had to get unpacked. Well, I say we had to get unpacked. Sharon had to get us unpacked.
Yeah.
We had to get cleaned up,
Unpacked,
redo
repacked,
everything, get
yeah.
repacked again, and get back out there for a whole different deal. Hey.
I see a question. Heidi Leskin said, "Was the Radiance? What was on the Radiance before it was the Radiance?" I think she meant what ship was it? Probably.
Yes.
It was the Victory.
Yes, Carnival Victory.
Yeah.
It was an oldie, but a goodie. And it's got all the stuff you want. It's got all the food venues. It's got all that kind of stuff. It's got a liquid lounge, which is not our favorite setup for seeing a show, but we did okay. And we saw the Rock Revolution show for the 16th time, but that was good. And the kids really liked it.
Yeah.
Watching the two little guys sitting there watching it, like, I don't think they'd seen anything like it, and they thought it was super cool. And the drones came out, and they were like, "Oh my god!"
So
they
they really liked that part.
So that was very cool. So that was a good time, and the Radiance was fabulous.
Yeah.
I think we really enjoyed it. Would you do it again? How soon again would you go on the Radiance?
Well, I would go on any cruise ship at any time. Really, I mean, it really just depends on the situation. Timing, pricing, all that. But yeah, I would definitely go on it again.
Look, Riding with Larry says, "You make traveling sound like work, Jamie." It is work, Larry. I think you know that. And I know you and Diane work very hard on rotating nights to keep an eye on the other one too. I know that can be work too. So it's definitely a little bit of work. Heidi Luskin said, Jamie, how come you only drive? Excellent question. Sharon, do you have an answer for that?
I'll drive, but I'll usually drive a couple hours and then I always get tired. But Jamie does not want me to drive because he says I will drive too slow and he wants to get there faster.
Listen, I'm on it. Yes, I have a plan. I want to get there at a certain time.
And it's not that I drive slow. I just drive safe. Jamie he's going 100 miles an hour. I'm like on the edge of my seat hanging on. It's hard for me to even to like fall asleep in the car because I'm like, oh my God, are we even going to make it there alive?
Listen, we could be driving down the road. There's a car 100 yards in front of me, and like 3 cars ahead of that person tap on their brakes, and Sharon's over there in the driver's seat, like she's like, she's making noises, she's freaking out, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And I get so mad because it's dangerous.
People are putting their brake lights on, and then all of a sudden you're accelerating more. I'm like, okay, no, you need to lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, so, she's definitely incriminating me, Kevin Brubaker. And I don't know. Listen, nowadays we could put Matthew behind the wheel, but honestly, when we drove over the morning of the Ovation, neither one of these guys was driving anywhere. They're both in the car, like.
That is true.
They're out like light. They're sleeping. I go to bed a little bit earlier, like on purpose, so I can get up and drive the whole way and make it. So I prefer to do the drive. Even when we go to Minnesota, and it's a 15-hour drive for the day. I'll drive really the entire thing. And if I get a little bit tired, I'll pull over and we'll stop for 10, 15 minutes, or, we'll go somewhere and I'll put gas in the car and then we'll just sit at a place. And these guys will run in and get some food and snacks and drinks. And I'll just sit there as long as I can close my eyes for 10 minutes. Then I'm back in the game again and we get there. But I will say this, that at the end of Embarkation Day, if you watch the video that we put out for Embarkation Day on Ovation of the Seas, at about 10:45, we all basically hit a wall. You hit a wall a little bit earlier, but we were going and going and going, and then boom.
Well, that's the first time I went back to the room. I had to do a little work real quick, and I couldn't really even do everything that I had planned to do. I was so tired. I just like, you know what? I'm going to have to get up in the morning because I'm so
You
tired.
have Wendy Johnson who's very concerned. 100, that's fast. Jamie, you need to slow down.
That's right.
Listen, I'm not doing 100.
Okay, well, very close.
Sharon's embellishing that.
Okay, probably 90.
But I'm going at the speed. I'm going at the speed of all the other traffic.
Who has gotten speeding tickets in the past?
How many?
Not
How
me.
many? How many? Since you've met me, since we've got married, how many speeding tickets have I gotten?
Maybe 3. I know.
Bull.
Okay, you've gotten 2 in the last few years traveling.
Bull. I've gotten 1.
1 in Utah, and one
in Utah.
and one in.
Hold on, one in Utah.
Yeah, when we went to Colorado.
That was 12 years ago.
Hey, it was still a speeding
12 years ago, I got that.
It was still a speeding ticket.
And not too long ago, I got a ticket as well. But I mean, these are minimum, and I got a very clean driving record. So it's good. And listen, I got us there safe. Did we make it? Did we make it?
Yeah.
Case closed.
Hey, whose insurance went up because they're speeding?
Case closed. It didn't go up it barely went up a few dollars.
Oh my God.
Are you all right? I'm done with this topic. I'm done with the topic.
Let's see.
Consistent speed, right, Sharon? Yes. Listen, listen. If Sharon's driving, if we're all in the car like this. Tell me, who out there has a spouse when they drive, they hit the gas, then they let all the way off the gas and coast for a second. Then they
That's not true.
Then they coast.
I drive
what I do
safe.
is I get up with the speed.
Yeah,
I find the fastest other person.
The gas and it doesn't let
First of all, this cruise topic turned into driving class, but I find a buddy. I find another person that wants to go fast too. So 2 of us will go the same speed.
Yeah, see,
I put on the the cruise control at that speed. And I just take my feet off and I kick back and relax and we're going. But you got to have a buddy because if you're on your own, that's when you get busted. But if there's 2 of you together at least, then you're good. And make sure you get back on the right side of the road as soon as you pass somebody, and then you're a lot better.
Anyways, let's see. I see another comment here.
That's true.
Let's see.
That is true. What's up, Joe Siccato? He says, there you go, Jamie. You got a driver, and that's a start. Question from Kidder. What's going on? Sailing Ovation in a month. Best place for Embarkation Day lunch. Cafe 270, El Loco. There is no El Loco. Solarium Bistro. I don't know if they have lunch in Solarium Bistro.
yeah.
We saw a sign that said only breakfast and dinner.
Solarium Bistro only had breakfast and dinner
Yes.
on this ship. I know if they've had lunch on other ships.
Yes.
I've had it before, but
At least that was what was on the day that we went by there.
yeah,
That was what they had.
for dinner you have to make a reservation.
Yes.
At the bistro as well.
Cafe 2. If you want a light sandwich, if you want kind of a salad type of thing or something like that, they also had looked like some roast beef they were cutting off of the bone. The 270 can be. It looks like it could be pretty.
We
good.
almost ate there for lunch one day. It's a great place if you just want something kind of quick and light. But we didn't go by there for breakfast, so I don't know what exactly they had.
Mm-hmm.
But probably embarkation day lunch. We went to the buffet. We went to the Windjammer, and it was great. They had a lot of options there.
Oh, for sure. Well, but we were hoping. Okay, well, all right. So are we transitioning from Radiance to Ovation?
Oh.
Or do you want to talk about now? We said in the thumbnail we have some bad news. We have some bad news that we have to announce, and we've gotten off onto one topic really quick.
about the Ovation next.
What time?
We're talking about cruising.
Okay, all right. We'll do about 15 minutes on the Ovation, and then we'll talk a little bit more about
Eric
the bad
Ranger
news.
said, "Whoever drives controls the radio." Yeah, I know.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
the problem because Jamie likes to control the radio when he drives.
Yes, Wendy says I do the buddy system as well. AJ Anglesby, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. Jamie, you have to remind her that you're driving. And have you made sure you've never missed a ship departure? No, we've never missed a departure when I drive. So that's a great point. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Jamie, I think you should drive a cruise ship. You make a good captain. Thank you, Harry. I appreciate that very much. My wife would never take a deep breath and grab the oh shit handle while I drive. Sure, Brian Schultz. Our state agencies just got hit with a massive budget cut, including State Patrol. Time to speed in Washington. Okay, Crazy Cat Traveler. That's good to hear if we're going up to your neck of the woods. Cruising, Chris M said I would drive because we were driving from Indiana to Texas. I drove all night. The wife took over in the morning after sleeping all night and was falling asleep at the wheel. So I drive. Yes, right? That happens.
I do. Well, I will get tired. If I drive a couple hours, I start to get tired.
Listen, it's 6 hours of driving. There is an hour and a half where it's just nothing. I mean, it's nothing. It's flat. You go over a mountain, it's flat again. And I can't do 65 or 70 when the speed limit is. If the speed limit's 70, Sharon's doing 68. And I can't do that. If the speed limit's 70, you need to be going 79 to 80 and 10 miles an hour over or less. And I think that's good.
Eric Ranger said 20 minutes in Long Beach can be only 2 blocks. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're right about that.
That's true.
You're right about that.
Let's see. Tess said, fortunately, you are not going near LA this week. Oh, yeah. I mean, things aren't.
Well, yeah. Downtown LA would be a little bit rough around the
now.
edges. Hopefully, they get that all cleaned up by the time football season starts. Jen says, question, Sharon, do you want to cruise on the Carnival Firenze? That is a great question. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, so sit tight on that, Jen. Don't leave now. You can't leave the chat because you might have just hit a nail somewhere around the head. We're going to mention that here in a little bit. So the Firenze is coming up in conversation. Throwing you under the bus is what she's doing. Mr. Z, you're absolutely right. And we hope you and Lindy Lou are doing fantastic. So we hope everyone's doing great out
Kate
there.
Snyder said, Sharon, I do the same thing.
Thank you, Kate. We appreciate that support for her and not me. Okay, let me see. Let me catch up a little bit here in the chat. Tess says, I do 6 hours all the time to the DFW area. The key is to take breaks every 2 hours so you're not so tired. It's 8 hours to New Orleans and Galveston. I've done it many times. I don't mind doing it. I'll do the. Listen, I did the 17. Well, it was 17-hour drive to Galveston. We did it in 2 things. We did about 12 hours and then like 5 the next morning, and that wasn't so bad. Marilyn Dillon said Long Beach traffic wasn't bad when I've been there. Listen, knock on wood, we were pretty lucky. If you're going in the right time, if you're going in the morning, or you can kind of miss a little bit of the traffic.
We did get lucky coming home. A few times we've gotten in really long lines of traffic and all the big trucks and everything.
Yes, for sure.
But although coming back this time, we made a stop. So we every time we go through like the Palm Springs area, Palm Desert, that area, we go through that where they have the outlet stores, the Cabazon, and I always want to stop there, and we just never do because usually we're in a hurry or we're tired or whatever the case is. So this time we actually decided we were going to stop there, and we did stop there. Although that place is huge. You need to plan a whole day to go there. So we really didn't get to look around much, but we pulled into one of the mini little parking lots, and I ran into a few stores in that one little section.
What exactly would you do in a whole day? Because you were in the store for 17 minutes and you came out with 3 freaking bags of stuff that was unbelievable.
Hey, well, see, if I would have been able to shop the whole entire cabazon, I could have found a lot more.
Yeah, we would have had to pick it all up, go home, drop it off, and then go back to the cruise ship after that. I don't know if that's a great idea.
But anyways, that was
Although I did make you a deal, and we'll end with this and get into the Ovation, but I said, Sharon, if you want to come out here and shop at the Cabazon, shopping area here, and you can look it up. It's a big, very popular area. I said, I'll make you a deal. We'll do it. We'll come out and do an overnight, but we need to stay at the Mofongo Hotel and Casino next door. And Sharon's like, I am not going there. The casino.
Well,
she said, I'll spend more money at the casino.
If you go to the casino, then I won't have any money to shop.
That's right. You might be right about that. Yes. All right. So anyway, so the Radiance was awesome. We had a great time on the ship. The kids loved it. We loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Didn't quite get as much video as we wanted, so we did an embarkation day video. Sharon did kind of a video where she did some talking over and showed a lot of what we did.
Clips for the rest of the cruise, because it was hard to really enjoy spending a lot of time with the grandkids and then and video, not like everything. So we just did a lot of highlights, and then we kind of put it all together in that one.
Daniel feels correcting me. He says it's Marengo, Mofongo, Marengo.
Yeah,
come on, you know what I meant, Daniel. Mofongo. Oh my gosh. But did Sharon take a cruise to Puerto Rico to go shopping at Marshall's? Said Kevin Brubaker. No, she didn't. I'm assuming that your wife may have done that. So if she did, good lord. So all right. So we booked the Ovation of the Seas a while ago, and I was very excited about it because a few weeks ago I went on Mariner of the Seas and I had a great time. And before that, Icon of the Seas was insanely amazing. And we haven't been big royal cruisers for whatever reasons. And so I was excited to get on it. And when you booked it, it was the first
time ago.
It was a while ago, but it was the first sailing that was going out with the new ship on the West Coast. And since we could drive there, we wanted to do it. Did we book Radiance or Ovation of the Seas first? Do you remember?
Ovation.
Ovation was first. Then Radiance came in later, and we're like, we'll just go back 3 days later. Woo. So we went out there for just a 3-day. So it was kind of crazy. We did a 4-day, then we took 3 days at home, then we did a 3-day. But we got out there and went on Ovation, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I loved it. I mean, we've been on a few royal ships. You've been on a couple more than me, actually, but we haven't been on that class, the Quantum class, and so that was new for us. And I think one thing we really enjoyed was that it had different things on it than we've been able to experience on other ships, like the North Star. So that was really cool. We got to open that. The zip ripcord. So Matthew did that. I was gonna do that, but I forgot. I didn't forget. I didn't bring any tennis shoes. So, or any closed-toed shoes.
Sharon.
I didn't think about it at the time, and then after I got there, I realized it. And so I was like, so he did that, but he's
after you got in line to get on the bumper car.
No, but then later I realized once again that I need anything you do in the C-Plex area, that you need them, like the bumper cars and things as well. And I didn't realize that until I got in line to do the bumper cars, because I've done bumper cars at amusement parks and things before, and I've always been able to wear my sandals and flip-flops.
You're in an enclosed vehicle. You're not really thinking
about it. So I just didn't think about it. And so, anyways, we got in line. We were like one of the first ones in line because we got there early, so we wouldn't have to wait in a long line. And when I found that out, I was kind of upset, because that was the one thing I think I was looking forward to the most. On the whole cruise, I just wanted to ride the bumper cars. I thought that looked fun.
You guys knew it was going to be busy. It was opening at 6:30 this one particular night on the ship. It's during the day it's a whole different thing.
And dinner was at 7.
Dinner's at 7. So you were going at 6:30, and you and Matthew were like, we're going to get there like 45 minutes
and then
early.
We'll be on time to dinner.
We'll be fine. But you got there early like you wanted, and then you realized you had to get out of line and go get the shoes.
Yeah. So then, I didn't think. All of a sudden, it dawned on me. I'm like, I wonder if they sell water shoes in the shops, and if those would be okay. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go look. And we had just set sail we left That was Ensenada.
Yep.
Yeah, we just left Ensenada. So I didn't even know if the stores were going to be open yet. I'm like, oh, they're probably not even open yet. Well, I went down and sure enough, they were open. So I got lucky. I walked into the one store and they had some water shoes, a few, and one of them fit. So I grabbed them, bought them. I ran back up there and then we got back in line. But by this time, there was quite a long line. So, but we waited and we got to ride the bumper cars and we made it to dinner. We did not make it by 7. I know some people that were at dinner with us in the chat here. They probably know we got there.
We were 35 minutes late to dinner and it was terrible. And we were all going to the show that night. We all had reservations for the show. But guess what? We made it to the show.
Yeah, we did make it to the show after. Yeah.
So that was a big deal. Hey, I want to get back really quick. The question from earlier about where to eat on Embarkation Day. We answered it a little bit, but a couple other places. Up on the Lido deck is a place called Fish and Chips. Fish and Chips.
Yeah.
So they have like fish and chips, a couple other fried seafood things, and for a couple dollars you can get like a fried lobster tail or something like that. We never ate there just because of the timing, but I really wanted to. So that's one option.
Yeah.
Or the Amber and Oak, which is the pub, which is right next to Sorrento's. So you could eat at Sorrento's as well.
Yeah.
You could also eat at the Cafe Promenade
yeah.
for something light. You know, some cookies, a little dessert, a light sandwich.
With some cookies. You want cookies for lunch?
That's what you would eat for lunch, Sharon. You eat cookies for lunch. But at the Amber and Oak, they have a couple things on the menu. A burger for like $8. They got some bar snacks. Some
if you
nachos.
want to pay. But
so that's a couple bucks, but that's
don't
enough.
pay,
I didn't want to shortchange that. I know we kind of got on a little bit of a tangent there on that one. Hold on, I got a couple. I'll show you a couple quick.
Jamie Wilhite said, Sharon, we can do a girls' trip to the mall.
Oh,
that sounds fun.
Oh my gosh, that'd be a great time.
Yeah.
We could it could be a California meetup, Sharon Sea Travel at the Mofongo Mall and Casino.
It's not the Mofongo Mall.
You know what I mean. All right, so really quick, I'll just show you. I didn't want to come empty-handed. I just loaded a couple pictures from the Ovation of the Sea. So really quick, we'll just show you a few things. This was well, first off, look at the sky. This was Ensenada Day. Standard, California,
the weather
Ensenada.
was not good.
Earlier in the day weather, overcast, hardly any sun out.
We kind of thought the weather would actually be a little nicer than it was
Yes.
I'm
getting that.
before on the Radiance, but actually it was worse. At least on the Radiance, we were able to get some sun in the afternoon a couple days.
Yeah, it was a little tougher here.
On the Ovation, we saw no sun.
But check it out. I love how they have a kids area here, and see that little pool in the bottom right of the picture. That's like a little it's a circular pool. It's like a
you want to.
What's the term for it?
Well,
it's like a lazy river. It goes around and around.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny.
They just walk around, but that's what was funny is you saw not only kids in it, you saw adults just walking around it.
Oh, sure. The adults went there between beers. You see the movie screen is on the side of the pool instead of on the front of the back.
I liked that.
And in the background, you can see the North Star is there, the big circular thing above the two pool bars. So you got that there. Here's just another angle of the Lido deck there. Again, North Star in the distance. So they got a decent sized pool there. But having the kids area makes it so that it's not overrun with kids in the regular pool and in the hot tub so much. So that was kind of cool. There's that North Star bubble, if you want to call it that, that you get into to go all the way up. And we did that the one time. And I will say, I recommend doing it on a port day. We went up there on the port day. That's a little view. Funny thing, the Carnival Radiance, the ship we were on 5 days earlier, was in port in Ensenada the same day that we were.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
Well, if you do that on a port day or the ripcord on a port day, it's free. You don't have to pay.
Yes. So that was nice.
You get a little bit shorter experience, but not much really, and it's free.
Yes.
Whereas otherwise you pay, I forget which was which, but one was like $50 per person, one was like $30 or something per person. I don't remember which one was what.
But it cost a little money.
Yeah.
So that was a great view. It was very cool just going all the way up in that thing for sure. All the way in the after the ship was the Flow Rider. This is the day it wasn't open here at this time of the day when we walked past, but I took a picture. So the Flow Rider's there where you can do a little bit of knee boarding and kind of simulate surfing, for lack of a better term, over there. And then the little thing behind it there is the iFly, they call ripcord, where you're simulating being in a parachute jump. And of course, there's a picture of Matthew doing the iFly ripcord. So he really enjoyed it, and we were able to get a quick shot of him. But it's funny, they put everybody in those outfits and all that. Sharon, I didn't have any pictures of of when you went into the ripcord. Did you get in
I
there?
just told you I didn't have my shoes.
I know.
I
It's just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Next time.
I was gonna go in there, but I was afraid I would just fall right to the bottom and not be able to get up. But you're right. We did it on the port day, so that was cool that it was free instead of spending money. I know that the North Star on the sea day, when you go up and you pay for it, it goes all the way up and then it swings out each way over the water. So it does a lot more movement. When you're shelling out a couple bucks for it. Some other friends did it and they said it was a lot of fun. So just very cool stuff to do on that ship.
Yeah, and there's lots to do in the Seaplex area where the bumper cars were. The bumper cars ran in the evening.
Yes.
And during the day they had they'd have a couple hours of basketball. They had like some dodgeball they were playing in there, and then they did roller skating for quite a while too. So they had like back to back every couple hours it changed to different activities in there, and then in the evening it was the bumper cars.
Yeah.
And then all along the top area of that they had like ping pong, air hockey.
They had like an Xbox place where you could do
area,
Xbox videos and stuff.
So, but there's a lot of stuff up there to do too. We played ping pong for a while.
Daniel Field says, we booked Quantum October 2nd out of LA. We are definitely looking to book that ship as well.
We might be on that one. We'll see.
Yes, for sure. Offui to you says, any advice for Cozumel going next month and don't want to do an excursion? I have advice for you. If you want to go to a place where you pay one price, which is low, like $65 to get all the food and all the drinks you can have, where they have a pool, where they have access to the beach and everything. It's about a $20 or $20 taxi ride, 10-minute ride from the cruise port in Cozumel, whatever port you get to. You can go to Paradise Beach Club. You can go to Mr. Sancho's.
Yeah.
There's a couple places out there.
There's also that little one really close to the port, which is a lot less if you just want to kind of just hang out by a pool. There's not really a big beach area.
A tiny pool. You can get in the water, swim in the water, and that is like
kind of lay out in the lounge.
Del
chairs.
Mar Latino.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like half the price, and it does include your food and drinks, and you can just kind of lay out in a lounge chair, look out at the water, kind of relax. And you can get in the water there. You have to walk down some steps, and you can kind of snorkel down there and things like that. But there's no real beach area to lay out or walk around.
Hold on, I'm getting a mess. I got messages coming in hot and heavy. Let's see.
So if you're looking for like just kind of something to do a little cheaper like that, that's a good option. We went there and had a great time too.
Daniel Fields mentioning, hey, we will be there. You guys should be there too. Let's see.
Oh, Daniel Fields said, I popped my shoulder on the iFly. Ooh.
Oh my God. Beverly Juka says, something takes me over on bumper cars and I get road rage, probably from being a kid and getting revenge on my family members. Yes, quietly. That's shocking. I don't believe that for a minute.
I just wish that it was a longer ride because I wanted to keep doing it, but then the line was so long.
Great point. Kevin Brubaker says, I like a ship with all those things. It draws people away so I can get a seat at the bar. But it's funny, one thing we did notice as we looked through like the daily planner thing and all that on the app, they have these cool things that are there. Flow Rider, bumper cars, North Star, wall climbing, they have that, the climbing wall. They have all that stuff. But each day there wasn't much else going on. Well, like we saw like one random trivia. We saw one or two other things that were shopping.
There wasn't really a lot to do.
But those are the featured things on that
indoors.
ship.
Everything is kind of more activities and things outdoors. There's a lot of shopping indoors, so they're really big on the shopping on the ship. There's a lot of stores, but they had their stuff outside in the middle promenade area, like the whole time pretty much of the cruise, where they were selling stuff there. Besides, also in the stores, and so they're really big on shopping there.
Yes, but
although I kind of remember it was a little bit like that on some of the other royal ships I've been on too.
Linda Montmeyer said Montemeyer says, do you ever cruise out of San Diego? Linda, we haven't cruised out of San Diego. We've cruised into San Diego, where we got dropped off. I think it was a Volendam that dropped us off in San Diego, but we haven't found a cruise that goes out of San Diego yet. Not for nothing.
Well, there are some. We just haven't.
Yeah, we just haven't taken one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I don't know who go. I think Hal might go out of there. Princess maybe. Does Disney go out of San Diego?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, yeah. So maybe not a regular cruise line, but we'll never say never. It doesn't mean we won't do it. So we'll see. We will see. All right, Sharon. Listen, it's what time is it? Oh, it's right on time. It's 6:40 my time, 9:40. All right, listen, we do have some bad news. And we've known about this for a couple weeks, but we wanted to make sure that we talked to everybody first that was involved in this prior to talking about this and making an announcement. So hold on, let me get my serious face on really quick. Let me get a drink. Because you want to say what the news is? Do you want me to say it? What do you want to do? How do you want to do this? How do you want to break it? I mean, everyone who's involved knows about it, so no one should be shocked. But it's still a bummer and something we've never done before. That if we've just never had to do it before.
Well, yeah, except for during the pandemic.
Well, that's on. We didn't do it; they did it during the pandemic. All right, so we have had to cancel a cruise that we have scheduled, and not only a cruise that we have scheduled, but it's actually a group cruise that we have scheduled. And many of you know that for years now, we have done New Year's Eve group cruises, and it's one of our favorite things to do. We love it. We don't want to do anything other than cruise on New Year's Eve. It's just the greatest way we found to celebrate with friends and ourselves, and it's safe, and we can party all night and do whatever we want. It's just a great time. It's the best thing for us, and we look forward to it every year. But this year, do you want to tell more? Am I doing a good job?
Oh, you're doing okay.
Okay, it's okay though. I'm not doing the greatest job ever. Okay. So this year, our group cruise was on the Aqua, Norwegian Aqua, out of Miami, and not for nothing, but that cruise has turned out to be a lot more expensive than any other group cruise we've done. It's the first time we ventured away from the West Coast, but we thought it'd be great, and we thought a lot of other people would go, and we thought it'd be super cool. Well, now, as we've talked about a little bit, I have a really bad hip, and I am having a hip replacement on August 8th. I'm scheduled for surgery. And due to that hip replacement, not due to the physical hip replacement, but due to the financial aspect of the hip replacement, the final payoff and most of the other things that would happen for New Year's financially is due also a few short weeks after the surgery in August. And the way that it works out, to be honest with you guys, and just to give you some insight, is now that I'm not working anywhere full time, as far as like a real job, and because we work for ourselves, health insurance and medical insurance is a whole nother ball game. And so it's going to cost an arm and a leg out of pocket for this particular surgery. So we had to make a decision. Do we absorb a ton of debt to do this thing, or do we have the money to pay for a chunk of it and make a sacrifice? So we had to make a sacrifice, and that sacrifice was us going on our Norwegian Aqua group cruise. Now, we reached out to everybody that's involved. Everyone's been amazing, so thank you to all you guys, and have been great and understanding and super cool about it. And a number of people are like, yeah, you know what, that's cool, you're saving me a couple bucks, and we really don't care what ship it's on.
And some people are still going.
And some people are still going.
We're not canceling the whole thing.
Yes, for sure. If anyone who was going on the cruise can still totally go with any of the perks that come along with that cruise, the only thing is that they won't be able to hang out with Sharon, because we're not going to be there. That's the only downside, and maybe a couple of people that would have been there won't be there. So there are a few people that are still going on the Aqua. They'll have a blast. They're excited about the ship, and nothing's affected that cruise for them. But we just couldn't put out that amount of money between the flights. That would be $1,000 a piece right now is what we're looking at, round trip for four of us.
Time for.
And the cost of the cruise, which is extremely high, that would have been out of pocket in August. We just couldn't pull it off. So for the first time ever, we are canceling a group cruise. But we also made the decision. We love New Year's cruising. And the reality is that without going on that cruise, we would have nothing to do for New Year's. So we did encounter what we're calling a plan B, a backup plan. We took a look just out of curiosity for something for the West Coast. And it turns out that with the luck of a casino offer and being able to drive to the port and maybe or maybe not even needing a hotel for a night, for about a fifth of the cost, we were able to book a cruise for New Year's out of the West Coast on the Carnival Radiance. So someone made a comment about the Radiance earlier. Sharon's never been on the Radiance.
Yeah.
Callie hasn't. Just Matthew and I have been on the Radiance before. So we are going to go on a shortened cruise out of the West Coast on the Carnival Radiance that leaves on the 27th. Now, a handful of people,
The 30th.
the 30th, a handful of people have decided, hey, you know, that sounds like a plan. We just want to be with friends. We don't care where it is. So a bunch of people have changed. And one cool thing is that anyone who had flights booked, who's making the change, was able to just change and get credits. So that's a blessing. And anyone else, because we choose Norwegian for group cruises for this kind of situation, because it's a refundable fare, right? Any money you put down is refundable, so you're not going to be out that money. So anyone was able to take that money back. Some people are putting more into the Greek cruise. They're still going to book the Firenze, whatever. So that's the whole thing, is that we had to cancel the Aqua. Very, very tough decision, and we hate doing it. But we are going to jump on the Firenze for a couple of days, and a bunch of people have decided to do that. So if that's something you want to do, come join us on the Firenze. Contact Sharon; she'll book it. It's not an official group cruise anymore.
No, we're
Right?
just calling it Plan B.
Yes, it's just Plan B.
Some friends.
It's just going to be fun, and so a handful of people, like I said, are going already. But that's totally your call, and some people are going to stay and go on the Aqua. So that's just the reality of it. A little bit of life got in our way, and you know, that's the deal. So that's all. That's all you can do. Let's see. Let me jump into the chat a little bit and see what's going. Let's see. Oh, Crazy Cat Traveler recommends a North Star at night. View of the ship all lit up is amazing.
Oh yeah, I bet it would be. I don't remember it being open at night, but maybe it was. I never saw it go up after it got dark though. But I might on different cruises.
I don't want to miss this from the Sully family. Leaving next week on Carnival Legend from San Francisco to Ensenada. Not planning any excursion. What's there to do around the port?
Oh.
Ensenada, you can get off the port, walk about 10 minutes, you're in town. Watch out for the street tacos. I love them, but they don't always agree with me. Shopping, vendors, you can go in there.
Yeah, shopping. There's some little restaurants and things you can get to, and that's probably about it if you don't want to go on an excursion, you know, in the port.
Yeah, so really shopping, walking around, and having some margaritas at a place. And you can walk deeper into town and go to Papa's and what's it called? Papa's and
Beer.
Papa's and Beer, which is a very popular spot for a good time. Sugar said sad news. I know, Sugar. I know it's a bummer. We are very bummed about it. Crazy Cat Traveler said, sorry I spilled the beans. I assume the cruise chat knew. I don't know where I didn't see where you spilled the beans, but that's all right. No worries. Alfui says, wish you well. That's crazy. So sorry, guys. I know it is a bummer. Your health comes first. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that. Let's see. I understand the financial pain. Yes. Hope the surgery and recovery is smooth. I hope so too. Let's see. If anyone is interested in the mass, Margaritaville, Islander for New Year's Eve, Rhonda Carney and I will be on board 12:30 out of Tampa. So if you want to hang out with Tess and Rhonda and party like rock stars, they'll be there for you. So that's very cool. Yes, I need to take care of you and the family. We'll have a great time on the Firenze, said Mary Ellen Dillon. What port is your favorite to sail out of, said Timothy Williams. From a strictly visual sailing aspect? I don't know. What do you like?
Well, visual, well, it used to always be Miami because of the view of South Beach. It's just beautiful there.
Yes.
But I might say Port Canaveral, because once you're on it, I like the port itself better. And then once you get out at sea, you can still see that South Beach, view when you get past Miami there.
Yes, you're
right. So I think that's probably my favorite one. Here, like around.
Yeah. No, I think so.
Probably for the views. I mean, if you're talking strictly the views, there's some that are probably have more things to do around the port, like if you want to come in early and see things and stuff like that. But strictly the view, I'm going to go with that view of South Beach.
That's good.
So
I'll tell you what, sailing out of Seattle. Well, I've never really mentioned it. Sailing out of Seattle, it's a very long trip out of Seattle, but it is very scenic. Sailing out to get out into the main water if you're going up to Alaska or something like that. So that's kind of cool. And I don't know what other one is kind of nice. Is Miami like the number one? Is that our top favorite one to be out there to be able to watch?
Well, I like the view because when the time of day that you sail, usually in the late afternoon, usually you go by South Beach, you get a really nice sunset. You know, so if you have good weather and everything, it can be a really nice.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's see. Let me jump back in the comments. Kim Rubik says, Julie, can I go on a cruise with Jamie and Sharon? Wendy said it's going to be fantastic. I think Wendy is going to go on the Firenze. Beauty and the Bum Travel said, Plan C, do a 3-hour live stream while nipping on a bottle of tequila. That was actually 5-hour if you're referring to that New Year's Eve. But I'm going to say no to that, Larry. Thank you very much. Roger Johnson says, Kevin, don't bother Julie. I'm sure she's busy. Tell her I said it's okay. She won't mind. Maple Taffy Global, hello. Chica, what's up? Life happens. Hope all goes well with the surgery. Thank you. Me too, because we have a lot of cruising ahead, and I'm tired of limping around. The last 3 cruises, I've been rocking this little bad boy here to help me get around with a little less pain. So it's been a blessing. I'm not going to lie, but I would love to get rid of it as soon as I can. Diana Dyka said, just letting you know, we've been watching the channel for about a year. Really enjoy it. Certainly hope Jamie's surgery goes well and the recovery is quick. Mike and Diana from Idaho. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Very nice. We appreciate you jumping in and saying hi in the chat. That is awesome. Thank you. Let's see. I think you made the best decision for you and the family. Going to be a great New Year's Eve no matter where it's at. Glad you could work it all out. Well, so were we, because that was the first thing. The first thing is obviously canceling this thing was we just felt like crap about doing it.
We went back and forth for a while just trying to decide. I mean, it was a big decision. It was a hard decision.
It is. It's a tough one. But, and then the other thing was like, okay, well, so we're not going to be able to do that. And then we're thinking, well, but then we're going to turn around and say, but instead of doing that, we're going to go on the Firenze. But I think people that cruise a lot, and I know you guys cruise a lot, you know the differences. Like being able to get a casino offer that saves you money, being able to drive to the port and not have to spend all the money on the flights, all those things that make such a huge difference on the cruise. And like on the Aqua, we were going to have 2 cabins, and here we're just going to have one that we're going to climb into one. So those are all some big things that played a part in making that decision. So what do you it is. Listen, it is what it is. What can you do? Julie from Howard Cruises out there. Hello. Nice to see you.
They just made it. They're just home from baseball.
Very nice. We got a big cruise coming up with those guys here in a couple weeks that we're super excited about. Kidder has a question. I'm going to get back to you in just a second, really quick, Kidder.
Oh.
Julie from Howard Cruise. What did we miss? You're going to have to watch the stream over, or just call and we'll tell you. Kidder said, did you see any shows on Ovation?
We did.
And did you like them?
We did.
Ooh, okay. Well, here we go. Let's open this door and then we'll get back to the Aqua chat.
So that probably, if we had to pick anything that we didn't care for on the whole cruise, probably the entertainment, like the shows, is probably going to be what it was. They were just very odd. Like the shows were, I don't know, they weren't really the same type of shows we've seen on other royal ships. But they were singing and some dancing, but nothing really went together. They made no sense. I mean, it was just most
most of the time
they have a story
there's
or
a theme to them, right? A theme, a topic, a type of music or something.
No theme or anything to these. It was just very weird.
Like the singing was pretty good. The dancing was pretty good, but it's like they got together and just said, hey, listen, what do you want to sing? What do you want to sing? What do you want to sing?
Together.
And they're like, okay, let's do that. And during this song, we'll all wear these costumes. And then during this song, we'll all wear some other wild costumes. And then we're going to wear a lot of costumes that look like maybe they're leftovers from like the Vegas Strip from back in the day. And there was no theme. Even like on the Carnival Radiance, there was the rock show, the Rock Revolution, paying tribute to the late 1960s music. So there was a theme to the music and everything kind of blended in together. But this was just so odd and random that the first show, it was a little bit weird. And I went to that and you didn't see that one. Mm-hmm. And then we went to another show back in the 270 Lounge. Someone mentioned that earlier about food.
And that's
a horrible venue to watch a show.
Right.
It's terrible.
And the show that they had in there, for one thing, it made no sense. But the stage, the main center part, is kind of down lower. It's like set lower. And then there are a couple areas that are up a little higher. Well, all the seating, when we first walked in there, we're like, oh, this is a great venue. The seating all kind of angles up. You'll be able to see. But no, the part of the show that was down low, the only one that could really see that was the first row, the very first row. Even the second row going up, you couldn't see them.
I was a couple rows back, and all I saw was the top of people's heads, except for a few random times where some people stood on some podiums.
Yeah,
and
when
did
they
some
were on
things.
the sides and stood up, you could see them. But the main center stage there,
that show was like, it went from like 2000: A Space Odyssey type of stuff, because they had these screens that were bumping around and moving, and some robots, and then they just into some totally unrelated song and dance stuff, and then there was like a weird saxophone solo that a guy was doing at one point, and none of it made sense. None of it went together. It was just the weirdest thing. And I have a hard time saying that it was bad, but it was just odd. And it was like, I just didn't walk out of there like, whoa, that was great. Like, on Icon of the Seas, we were blown away. And even Symphony of the Seas, the shows were amazing. Now, obviously, we know two different ships, two different things to talk about here. But it was just odd. It was just weird. And someone's making I saw the comment. Let me see if I can find it.
I saw someone post something, or it was a video or something about Ovation, and we heard that same thing. Someone said they just didn't understand the shows. They were very odd. Yes. So it wasn't. I think that's other people were kind of saying the same thing.
Let's see. I really like sailing out of Tampa, said Cruising Chris M. I do agree. Miami's nice. MSC new terminal is huge and amazing. I know. We're looking forward to getting on MSC. Nothing planned yet, but it will be. Daniel Field says, we just booked the Firenze New Year's Eve cruise. That is a shocker, Daniel. That is a shocker. Remember, you're hosting in your room, Woodford Reserve. Let's make it happen. Timothy Walters, what is going on, brother? Great to see you. My aunt had hip surgery a few years ago. Was up and walking the next day. Luckily, never had to do rehab. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping. Nice. Heidi Leskin said, yes, self-insured folks get hit with the capital H-I-T. You're right about that. Let's see. New Year's Eve at the Fields, whoop, whoop. Let's see. Have you thought about checking out MSC? Yes, Amy. We definitely have. It's something that we're looking at, and hopefully early next year, or at some point next year, we're going to be able to at least jump on MSC for our first time. Connor Klein, what's going on? Are you guys on Shipmate? Also, you should do the 11-day conquest January of 2027. Sharon, are you on Shipmate?
I am.
How do people find you on Shipmate to see what you're doing? Can they find you? Do they just look up a name or something like that? How does that work?
I think it's just under my name. It's not Sharonatsea Travel. I think it's just my name.
And your name is Sharon?
My name is Sharon.
So they just search Sharon?
No, my first and last name.
Okay. Are you want to announce your last name here on the live stream, or can people find that
later?
A
lot of people know.
ASMUS. ASMUS.
Let me
You
see.
look it up really quick and you can tell
I will
people.
look. I'm sure it's just my name.
Okay. It just
I don't
means
go
New
on
Year's,
there that often, but
Curtis Polk said, just means New Year's Eve cruise next year will be off the chisel. It will be. Nothing else is changing. We hope to never, ever cancel a group cruise again. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and that's where we sit on that. Crazy Cat Traveler said, Bionic Jamie posts, new hip will be airport security's best friend. Yes, for sure. Let's see. Driving to the port is important to us as well. That's why we usually stay in Florida. We get that, Beverly. Shows in 270 are different. How we cruise, you are right. I know you guys are royal folks, and the show was odd. It was just odd.
There we go.
Oh, you gotta log in, Sharon, to see who you were.
Sorry.
Shanna, yeah, the shows in 270. The shows on Anthem and Freedom were odd, to say the least. It was odd. It just didn't make a lot of... Like, the first show I went to was called Live...
Love and Legs or something.
Live, Love, Legs. Live, Love, Legs. So I didn't know what it was about. And I thought someone said it can be a little risque, right? A little adult-oriented. And I think it's just because of their outfits. There was a lot of butt cheek and a lot of leg being shown. But it just was... Again, it wasn't bad. It was just odd. It didn't make a lot of great sense. Sugar says, I understand. Medical expenses are crazy. I went through that with my knee replacement. Right now, I have to see about flights. Sharon and Jamie, I will let you know. Yes, Sugar. Yeah, please. And like I said, everyone does know. Sharon, you're under Sharonatsea.
Yeah, it's actually just Sharonatsea, not Sharonatsea Travel, just Sharonatsea.
Here, hold on. Let me show them what you look like on Shipmate. Hang on. I got it. If you can find Sharon, hang on. There you go, Sharon at Sea. You only have 66 cruises? Oh my God, what a loser. So that, all right, that's that. So yeah, so that, that is the bad news. So no aqua for us this year, and we are jumping on the Firenze. And again, anyone wants to get on that, let Sharon know. A lot of people have decided that they wanted to switch over. So who knows if there's anybody else? Maybe a few other folks in the chat will end up going now. Easier to get to, much less expensive. Still some cabins left. And it is a ship where Sharon had never been on it. The last time we were supposed to be on it, which is not a group cruise, that's when you couldn't go. Your mom wasn't well, so just Matthew and I were able to go.
Yeah.
So they will go. John and Diamond said, we will be on the Firenze. John said he will help Jamie nurse's recovery with tequila shots and a cigar. Oh my God, John and Diamond, thank you for the offer of assistance. That'll be fantastic. Listen, by then I'll be hop, skipping, and jumping. I might even be dancing in the club. Let's see. I think the shows today are too artsy. They go out of their way with costumes and stuff. No, you're not wrong about that, Beverly. Sometimes they do.
Is that, Dan Call 72 said, "No, do you plan to do a Hawaiian cruise from California?"
No.
Not at this time. We don't have anything planned, and
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think we will do.
We won't.
If
we want to do something with Hawaii, we'd rather go to Hawaii and do it versus doing it as a cruise.
Yeah, we actually talked about that a few weeks back. We were talking about how we wouldn't mind going back to Hawaii again, just on a trip. But we would probably just go there. We wouldn't take a cruise there.
Let's see. Kate Snyder said, "I wish my work did not have a blackout for November, December. We'd love to join everyone." Listen, just go. You know how hard it is for people to get fired at work these days? It's almost impossible. There's a lot of strings you have to pull. So I think you guys should just go. Joseph Johnson said, "Jamie, you'll love that new hip. I know, I love both of mine, and I got my quality of life back." I hope so, man. It's been... I remember the first time I felt a little pain in my lower leg back when I was working, right? Slinging paint for a living, full time. And I didn't have any idea what it was. It was just an odd pain. Turns out... much later, I found out that it really has something to do with my hip and the hip pain going all the way down through the thigh, into the knee, and all the way down into my calf and my lower leg, and even the ankle a little bit, that it's all linked together. And it's just crazy. So I can't wait to be able to... I just want to be able to get up in the morning and walk to the buffet and bring coffee and pastries back for Sharon and myself without having to worry about room service.
Sheena Reed said, she's on 3 weeks post-op and she can already tell a big difference. That's great.
That is great.
That's great.
Kevin Brubaker said, "Sorry, everyone. Julie said she hates you all." Okay. She just said, "No, we can't go." Oh, come on.
Wendy Johnson said, "I want Hawaii." Howie Cruz said, "Pride of America." I don't know if someone...
No, Julie said, "don't do Pride of America."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Pride of America is not a ship you want to go on.
We heard it's a little rough around the edges.
It's not one of the good ones.
Yes, it's a little bit tricky. Beauty and the Bum Travels has announced we are booked on the Firenze. I know Larry is a very good friend of mine, one of my best buddies in the world, and I did talk to him and say, "Yeah, we had to pull this. We had to make a change." And he said, I know that's terrible news for you, but that's great news for me because I think I can go on that." Because he wasn't able to go on the other one. The Aqua got very much icon-like. After we announced it, the prices soared. So anyone after the fact that wanted to go was really priced out of the damn thing. It got so expensive. Yeah. And of course, it's a New Year's, so what are you going to do? Did Sharon become the biggest iFly star of the century on Ovation? No, Maple Taffy.
If you missed it, I did not get to do it because I did not bring my closed-toed shoes.
Yes. Wayne Snyder said, "I'm trying to leave her at home." Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't get us in trouble. Try Virgin. They have an awesome day in Bimini, plus other ports. Beverly, I don't know. We're going to have to see about Virgin. It might be a little too It might be too risque for us. We don't like that kind of double entendre.
You would think that probably most people would think that you would want to go on Virgin. Or that you might like it. It's or more than me, but it's funny. I mean, I would go on Virgin. It's I may not like the food because I hear that some of the food and where you have to eat, But I don't
Yes.
know. And
Who told you all that? Rhonda Carney shared some stories about the food. Was it Rhonda?
No, it was somebody else.
Or was it somebody else?
No, Rhonda went on it, but
She went on it, so you did hear from something from her.
No, not from her. It was somebody else. They told me that the different food options, and I'm just very picky, kind of a picky eater, so I don't know if I would like all the food. Most people probably love the food on Virgin, but I'm just picky, so I don't. But and you would probably like the food, but Jamie does not want to go on Virgin, and so if he wanted to go, I would go, but he doesn't want to go. So
all right, let me see what else we got here. Sorry, my eyes are going bad as well. I need new eyes too. Heidi says, I know I need to get an ortho and get my hip done too. Ooh, get it done. Get it done. I'm sorry that I waited this long to get it done. And it steadily, it was declining for a while, right? Got a little worse. But it really was that elation cruise where all of a sudden I went from just kind of walking with a limp and some discomfort to just pain. I mean, like pain. Something happened. Something got bad enough that it's just total. It's like a level 8 out of 10 amount of pain. Like I can, if I was ever going to understand childbirth at all,
oh god,
it would have to relate to me having to walk from my cabin all the way to my car in the parking lot, disembarking a cruise in Jacksonville. That's the closest thing that I could think of to that kind of pain. It was unbelievable. I couldn't stand it.
Kathy P says, my son was on Pride of America a few months ago and commented that it was really the worst, probably the worst ship he had sailed on, just too dated.
Yes. Chris Klein, I have not heard of Pi Park in Ensenada, but that's awesome that you're going on your milestone cruise. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is super cool. And don't forget, you're going to get 25% off a cruise after you take this cruise. So make that one a really good, expensive one to get a good value.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? The food was the best on Virgin. No risque, said traveling on. Are you sure? Am I looking at the same stuff that you all are looking at on Virgin? Everything is double entendre. The ice cream, you scream, sexual connotation stuff. Is that not everywhere? Are you guys telling me that I'm wrong? I'm not seeing all that stuff out there? Matthew might like Virgin a lot of good people watching. Ooh, Charles, I don't know about that, buddy. He might be like, yeah, I'm okay. Also, no buffet on Virgin. I guarantee it isn't as bad as natural childbirth. It just lasts longer. Yeah, see, there you go. Natural childbirth, you're done in 48 hours. This has been months and months. Kate Snyder's getting a new knee next month. That is awesome. See, we are the channel for older people where their bodies are starting to break down. So we are the senior citizen bloggers of the cruise community right now. I still need to use my 25 milestone credit, and I'm almost to 50. Come on, Mary Ellen. What do you can't tell me you just keep forgetting every time. You're just waiting for the perfect cruise to use that? I've heard really bad stuff about the Pride. I know, me too, Wendy. Listen, I'm sure if we all went, we'd have a good time, but, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, Sharon, what do we have coming out here soon, video-wise? Oh, well, listen. So, day after tomorrow, I'm going back to Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I'm going back to Virginia. Some of you follow the channel know more than others, but I'm going to spend some time with my aunt. My uncle passed away back at the end of January, and I spent a couple weeks there with her, and I'm going back to visit for 8 days on Wednesday. So I'm really looking forward to that and spending some time with her and checking on her and making sure she's doing well and all that kind of stuff. She said she wants to go on a cruise, and she's like, I need you to help me get a passport. So one of our things to do is get a passport. So that'll be super cool. I'll definitely be calling you saying, Sharon, how do I get a passport? So that's. I asked her. I said, I said, is your driver's license the real ID so you can fly? She's like, I don't know. I said, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out when I get there.
Gosh.
We'll figure it out. She's a little bit older. I think she's 84. So, but that'll be a good time. So I'll be gone. So Sharon will be here. So guys, as a reminder, whatever cruise you need to book, any cruise port, anywhere, if you want someone who has years and thousands, years of experience and thousands of cruises booked, please contact her. I'll tell you a funny quick story. I see it online all the time. All these other cruise groups where someone's talking about, hey, can anyone recommend a PBP, or can anyone recommend a travel agent or something like that? And people come out of the woodwork and they're like, oh yes, I can book that for you. I can do that. And I'm curious. I'm like, you can? Are you sure? So I click on someone's name, and I look at their profile on like on Facebook, and sure enough, the profile says they're this and this and travel agent with something or whatever, and looks like they just became a travel agent like 2 weeks ago. They have all these images of just the stuff that travel agents try to, like, they have images of like random cruises that no one would ever take on their page, and they're promoting themselves, but they're people that have never done it before. That, like, I get you have to start somewhere, but if you want to jump in and get somebody who has all the experience, who can do it all for you, make sure that you look into that. And I'm not saying you have to choose Sharon, but beware of who you're choosing. If someone randomly in a group promotes that they're a travel agent, they can book it for you, I would question that, because they are taking the easy way out. They're not doing their own work to build their own brand. They're trying to use someone else's group to steal and jump into to promote themselves, and that's just lazy and cheap. And so just watch out when you do that kind of stuff. I see it in so many groups, some groups that we run and other groups. It's just wild. So if you want somebody who will really answer the phone, who will really be there for you, who can answer all your questions extensively, just do this. Write this down right here. sharonatsea@gmail.com. I know many of you use her already, and we appreciate it. And by the way, if you do use her, we would love for you to take a minute to give her a review. Look her up on Google. All right, we need some Google reviews because there's a ton of them on Facebook. But if you could go on Google and write a review of your experience, if you had a great experience, if there's something she could have done better, whatever the case is, let us know. And we always appreciate that very, very much. That always means the world to us. Did I do a good job with that, Sharon?
You did.
That's good, because you are so nice and humble that you will never just promote the crap out of yourself. So sometimes I have to jump in and do it for you.
You're my official promoter.
I am. I'm the promoter. I'm your Don King. I'm your Dana White. I'm your I'm the Ringling Brothers to your Barnum and Bailey circus. How does that sound? Let's see. Cruising Chris M says, I'm an admin for several other groups. No promotion allowed. I don't let someone use affiliate links or anything. Listen, that's awesome. I get it, but people still do that. And they just sneak in stuff. It's unbelievable. Nana and Poppy Travels. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. We ran into these guys on Ovation. It was so nice to meet them.
On the Radiance.
Was it the Radiance? No, it was on Ovation. It was on Ovation.
It was the Radiance.
Yeah, no, it was last week on Ovation. We were heading to the back of hold on, tell me which one it is. It was on Ovation.
Tell us
I know
who's
it was
right.
on Ovation.
Tell us who's right.
They're gonna tell us.
No, because we were laying out on lounge chairs.
No, that's not them. You're thinking of the wrong people. These guys we met as we were going up. As we were walking around to the back of the ship. By the flow rider.
Yeah.
And then we did a little thing on the video for them. Yep,
yes,
Ovation.
Ovation.
See that?
Yeah.
Even Mary Barkley said Ovation.
I know now. No, it's funny because we met. We were talking to that other couple on Radiance.
Yep.
And when I first saw the name, I thought that's what I thought of. But yeah, it was Ovation.
Chief Marketing Officer Jamie, great job. Thank you, Richard. Yes, Nana and Poppy Travels. Go look them up on YouTube.
Yeah, they have
Do me a favor. Go
channel.
subscribe, say hi to them, and let them and say that Sharonatsea Travel sent you over there. A lovely couple making some travel videos, and hey, perfect thing. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and they're getting started. So go help them out. Question: how do you add someone on Shipmate? Say Kathy Curry. Can you add someone on Shipmate? How do you do it?
What do you mean? Add a person or
add a person to make them a friend? She said someone.
You have to somehow. I don't remember how you request, but somehow you request them to be. I guess you're sort of like a friend on there. I've never done. I don't get on Shipmate a lot, and I haven't done it. But I've.
You don't have any friends.
You don't have any friends. No, but whenever I get on there, there's usually a bunch of friend requests. I have to accept them all because I don't get on that often. But yeah, so there is a way to do it. I can't remember without looking and trying to do it myself.
Right.
But
that's right. A lot of people saying some very nice things about you and your service. That is very, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Marilyn Dillon said yes. Waiting to use it on a more expensive trip. She said for her milestone. Yeah, because she probably gets all these casino deals, so they're all dirt cheap.
Yeah. I think we used ours on our first Europe trip that time.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That is good. Yes, Sugar said that's good. She's 84 and she wants to cruise. How cool. Mm-hmm. Sweet of you, Jamie, going to spend time and help your aunt out. Listen, Sugar, I am a sweetheart. Not many people know that about me. They just think I'm Jimmy. A good time guy, has a few too many drinks on occasion, says some wild and crazy things. I'm a sweetheart. I'm sensitive, sensible, trustworthy, reliable. I'm all these things. Sharon, please. I've been saying great things about you for an hour.
Yeah.
Can you say something nice about me?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
You are. Yeah. No, I mean, you are. You are.
Okay, thank you. The TAs I use are the ones that I met on cruises. Well, hey, that's a good idea. It's somebody who goes on cruises. That's a piece someone that you wanna use. Beef market. Oh, okay. Good. Let's see. I think your son was doing the iFly. Yes, he was in Poppy Travels.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to get on there. We were a little bit too. Well, I knew I couldn't do it, and Sharon didn't have her closed-toed shoes that she ended up getting later.
Well, yeah, but then it was too late to do it because it was all booked up. That's another thing. When embarkation day, you have to book these things if you want to do the North Star or the Ripcord or any of those things that you have to actually pre-book.
Yes.
You need to do it as soon as you get on the ship, because if you wait till even like dinner time, there's a good chance that they'll be sold out.
Yes, for sure. Let's see. Shipmate. Click on your profile, click shipmates, and search for a name, said Cruising Chris M.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Chris M. We appreciate that.
Mary Barkley said,
Yes.
she said Jamie's a teddy bear.
She would know. She would know. Scott McDeal, yes. Push the profile picture, then go down to shipmate, and you can add from there. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Great tips. Howie Cruz said he's still just Jimmy from the block. Well, I am Jimmy from the block on occasion, too. Sugar's agreeing, yes. Sharon sure hesitated there. It's a crazy cat family. It's okay. We'll have a conversation about that afterwards. For crying out loud. I'm never letting her drive.
He is a teddy bear.
Question from Tess. Does that 25% just sit there forever until you use it? I hit my 25 on the girls' cruise. I'll save it until the free offers stop.
Yeah, it'll sit there.
I think so.
It'll sit there, yeah.
Wendy Johnson said Jamie is sweet and thoughtful. Very nice, very nice. Beauty in the Bump Travel says Jamie is a very considerate roommate who lets you borrow his water and always takes his spray in his office. You are right about that. Although you stole my water, but I got you back because I had my the stuff? I put the powder into my water.
Oh, your like liquid.
That's a funny story. You may have heard this before. Although when Larry tells it, it does make sense. Larry was my roommate on the Mariner of the Seas, and one night I came in and he was already asleep or looked asleep. So I came in and I got a water out of the fridge and I sat down on my bedside and I started kind of getting ready to get into bed. And I had a water there. Well, I took my water and I put in a hydration packet in there because we had some drinks and I wanted to have that at night so I was ready and we're hydrated for the next morning. So I put it there. I took a little drink out of it and I put it down. All right. So water there on the nightstand, my hydration packet there. I did something. Maybe I went to the bathroom and I got something to change into my nightie, into my jammies or whatever.
Nightie?
My nightie clothes, my nighttime clothes. Yes, I was putting on my nightie.
You were wearing a nightie for Larry.
Into my nighttime clothes, my jammies.
Oh my god!
I said jammy and night. Anyway, I was changing, and and when I went back to when I went to go drink my water, it was there was just 2 empty bottles there, and my water was gone, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, and so Larry's there, and it looks like he's dead asleep. He's just asleep. So I'm sitting there like, where the hell is my water? I'm talking to myself. I'm going, am I nuts? Am I crazy? Where's my water? Where the hell did my water go? I'm on the floor, like looking under my bed to see if the water got there. And this is me with my bad hip and everything. I'm under the bed. I'm looking for my water. I'm like, where the hell did the water go? I didn't know what happened to it, so I'm freaking out. So the next morning, I forget how it came up. Larry's laughing because it turned out that Larry was awake and he needed some water for his CPAP. And he was too lazy to get off his ass and get it. So he opened his eyes and he saw me there and he saw my water. So he grabbed my water, poured it in his CPAP, and then went back to sleep. He said it was everything he could do not to laugh and not to let me know that he did it. But he said it was hysterical because he was up the whole time. He was awake watching me looking all over and freaking out, not knowing where my water is. So that was a great, little good fun, prank on me. But the real prank was the next morning when he got up to clean his CPAP. His CPAP was filled with all the residue from my hydration packet in there, so he had to get up and clean the hell out of that thing. So all night he said he woke up feeling better than he ever has because his CPAP water had the hydration packet in it, and it was unbelievable. So it was just one of the funniest things. And he told that the other night on the ship show. He was talking about it, but when he tells the story, he laughs so hard that you can't understand a dang word of it. Yes, he was super high. He was freebasing liquid IV. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So that was a very, very funny thing. Kate Snyder said, Jamie is always entertaining. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Especially when we're in a bar crawl or when we're doing a party at the pool or something of that nature. I think Jimmy just turned red. That's rare, said Tess online. I love the story, said Patty Monk. Thank you, Patty. It was a fabulous story. It was great. It was great. Rhonda Carney said that was hilarious. Rhonda, it was. You would have died laughing. Hold on, I'm getting another. I have the show on right here so I can see when the thing comes on. Look at that, Sharon. Still 188 people here. We were over 200 today. That is fabulous. We appreciate that. All right, so coming up here in the coming days, I think on Thursday morning, Wednesday or Thursday, the next video is going to come out.
Yeah, Thursday.
And that is going to be, we already did Embarkation Day for Ovation of the Seas, but we have a video that just shows it's like part ship tour and part all those things that we did, going up in the North Star.
We went
Sharon in the carts there, the bumper cars.
It's like from early morning till, we started kind of just walking around the ship, kind of like a ship tour, till it went through the night till after dinner, through the evening, and it's just kind of like the whole day. So it's part ship tour, part just sea day, everything we did.
It's a big video. Well, Sharon said, can you break it into two? And I said, I don't think so, because it all just blends together as one. Yeah. It's going to be like a 40-minute video. It's one of those deals. So feel free to watch half of it and then watch the other half later.
Yeah,
that might
there's just there's a lot.
That'd be cool. But that should be out, I think, on Thursday. I think we're going to do a little bit of a likes and dislikes type of deal for Ovation, because we haven't been on Royal in quite a while, and some of that stuff. And
You have.
I have, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm not a royalist. A few of our friends have asked. I'm not quite a royalist, but I'm warming up to Royal Caribbean. I'm just going to say that. But these last two cruises have been really good. I will. Well, here's one funny thing. The cruise ship we were just on, Ovation, just came from Asia.
Yeah. And
one of the guys in our group that we cruise with, he said that because we noticed that the drinks just took a while. Probably the slowest bar was the pub, the Amber and Oak. It took forever to get a drink in there. And when you're at the bar, okay, it took a few minutes, but when you're out at like a table, it took forever. And one of the bartenders said, "Listen, we just came from Asia. There were days where we barely made a dozen drinks in a whole day." While they were working, because the folks in Asia are just not big drinkers. It's not their focus. Meanwhile, I'm coming in there. I'll drink three drinks in a spit. Yeah. So it's just kind of funny how different the dynamic is of the cruisers and the different cultures and
and they had some drinks like in the coffee area. They sold like some sodas and different things, and they had like the orange Fantas and Sprites. But they had them in the cans with the Japanese writing on them. So that was kind of cool. So I got a couple of those to actually, I brought them home to Callie because I thought she would think that was cool.
Very cool. Yes, I think she liked it.
But then you know what happened to the orange one?
Did it blow up?
She put it in the freezer to get it cold so she could drink it fast.
And she forgot
it. And the next morning, the freezer was all orange.
You should tell her they got a new thing called ice. That'll get your drink. Yeah. The freezer was orange. I'm glad I didn't see that. I would have been like, oh, no. Heidi says, what hydration powder do you use? Heidi, I'll tell you what, I am not too particular, but I use one without any sugar, like a no sugar, very, very low carb. But I try to find one that has the hydration stuff plus vitamins as well, like vitamin A, B, whatever. So I do a little combo of that. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, if you go to Sharon's Amazon store, shameless plug here, let me show you.
They're in there.
I think they're in there. If you go to Amazon.com /shop,
probably under
/sharonatsea, there's the address right there. Please make all your purchases through this link. If you would go to that go to Sharon's store and then buy whatever. If you have to buy a car or a new air conditioner or a refrigerator or something like that, please go through this link first and do it. It is an affiliate link, so we would really appreciate if you did that.
It's under, there's like a health and something
Healthy Beauty.
section in there, and it's
Yes.
the hydration packs are under that.
Yes. And if you don't have that link, just search Amazon Sharon at Sea, and it'll take you to that link, and that way you'll know exactly where to go. I'm really being a big promoter here. And now, guys, in our next cruise, we'll probably go live in about maybe another 2 weeks or so after I get back from my trip.
And probably right before it'll be before we leave for.
And then we're going to be leaving on our trip to Minnesota, and then our cruise with our great friends Brian and Julie from How We Cruise. We're doing a fun group cruise there in July on the Sunrise.
Yeah.
We're doing 5 days there. Then we're going to get off for a day, and then we're going to jump on the Conquest and do 3 days.
Yeah.
And go to
Celebration Key.
Celebration Key.
Yeah.
We are super, super excited about that. I'll
And
be
then-
limping all over that place.
And then we're gonna get off there, fly back to Minnesota, and we're gonna head to South Dakota, and we're gonna go to Mount Rushmore. We're gonna go see some caves, and
Yes.
I don't know. There's probably like 5 different things we're gonna be doing there and seeing before we make our way.
Yeah. It's going to be
home.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. So we're super, super excited for that. Jana said, I'm already started packing for the friends and family cruise. Oh, yes. It's going to be hot fire. A few people are talking about that they love your shop. Yeah, listen, just go on your computer, go on your phone, go to Sharon's link or login page, and then save that. And yes, when you purchase through there, Sharon does get a little love, and we always appreciate that.
It's little, but you know what? It's
We
very
promise-
much appreciated.
We won't put it into my drink package. We'll put it right into my hip package. So please do that. Yeah, stay tuned. July is going to rock. We are so ready, said Julie from How We Cruise. It's going to be off the chisel.
Yeah.
I think is the best way that I could do that. So there you go. So for those affected on the Aqua, we apologize.
Good night,
Thank
Eric.
you. Thank you very much for your understanding. And for those that have decided to go on the Firenze, it's going to be a great time. It's not a group cruise. And our New Year's Eve group, we will not be talking about the Firenze. We don't want anyone to pretend we're not replacing it. That's just a different way. It's just Plan B.
Yeah. If
So
anyone
that's it.
refers to the Firenze, it's just referred to it as Plan
That's
B.
right. So yes, thank you, Heidi. We'll go check out the store. We always appreciate that.
Thank you.
And Sharon, what else do we have?
Beverly Juka said, if I bought a T-shirt for the ladies' cruise, should I wear it? Should we wear them on the first day? Yeah, we're going to wear them on embarkation day.
There you go. Very
And
nice.
we'll post that in the Facebook group as it gets closer and
yes.
things. But
That'll
yeah,
start to get very active. Probably about a month and a half out. The groups start out very active, then they calm down, and then right before the cruise, they blow up and get crazy.
Yeah.
Hip Fund, it's all I can afford. Thank you, Crazy Cat Traveler. We will take that $2 and we'll put it right into the Hip Fund. And we thank you so much for the super chat. That is awesome. Thank you kindly. I will use that towards one 500 milligram Tylenol. I will be good to go with that. I thank you. I thank you very much. So that'll be good. All right, Sharon, have we covered everything? Radiance was great. We had a great time on Ovation of the Seas. I see more Royal Cruises in our future. As a matter of fact, because Sharon did purchase a next cruise
I did.
certificate. So we will be booking another Royal Cruise. I'm not sure what, where, and when. And we may be contacting our good friend Leanne Francisconi
It might be
to
spring.
coordinate something.
It might be spring break. I'm trying to plan a spring break cruise right now too for next March. And
Oh my God, Tess, come on. Now Tess got more Hip Fund money. Well, thank you very much, Tess. We appreciate that.
Tess.
That is lovely. All right. Well, that will actually get a, that might get one, that could cover one, how much of a Dilaudid injection could that be? Will that be a Dilaudid or possibly an Oxy Tylenol combo? I'm not sure. Okay, that'll do well too. Between you and Crazy Cat Traveler, I will have 6 hours of no pain, and I appreciate that. You are lovely. Thank you so much for that. You're great.
cruisy.
What?
It went away.
I jumped.
said
I
something.
jumped up pretty high on the chat there.
Someone said something about your boys' cruise, but something about.
The Jimmy Jamboree is on. The Jimmy Jamboree is on. It's
I
it's
just
gonna
saw
be
a comment, but
okay. Hold on. Listen.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to read it.
Obviously, people are clamoring for this kind of action. So Sharon's got the group cruise October 16th to the 20th. Cabin's still available for the cruise. For the girls' cruise, call her if you want.
It's
Not many, but it's there. Of course, yes, the Jimmy Jamboree, the boys' cruise. April 10 to 13, a wild weekend, 3 nights from Miami. Great Stirrup Cay and Nassau. Great Stirrup Cay should have the pool in and the dock in by then, so it'll be a great fun time. And NCL Getaway, I love the ship. It's very much like the Encore, which is our favorite NCL ship. And
Breakaway.
oh, I'm sorry. It's like the breakaway. It's like a breakaway plus.
No, just
It's
breakaway.
okay. Never mind. I apologize. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what? Just get on it.
It's gonna be a great
It's like
ship,
the breakaway, and I still love that ship as well. So there. And of course we do have the Greek Isle from Rome to Istanbul next year. It's going to be amazing. Tons of
and
people
guys,
going on it.
if anyone booked on that, keep your eye out on hotels.
Hold on. Let me go back to you talking really quick.
Okay.
And then of course we do have the next New Year's Eve. That is on the Norwegian Encore. So get ahead. 7 days from Los Angeles, December 27, 2026. Now, Sharon, talk about the Greek Isles.
I did notice a couple hotels start to open up that were not open like a week ago.
Oh, my gosh.
So just keep your eye on it because I think the hotels are going to start opening up soon. So just kind of keep a watch on that. And then also sometime before the end of June, before we leave for our July trip, I will have some information out on excursions.
Okay, well now that you guys are getting ridiculous now.
Oh my God. That's colorful.
Jeannie has a super chat. Thank you so much for that. It is in Canadian. It's $5 Canadian. Jeannie, you know that $5 in Canadian, that is $1,000 in US. So I appreciate that very much.
Thank you,
No,
Jeannie.
thank you so much. And Mary Barkley, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, Mary. Thank
Come on, you guys
Mary.
are crazy. You're all just crazy. Thank you. That is not
Thank you.
particularly necessary, but thank you very much anyway. Very nice of you. We appreciate it. That you guys have covered one full day of pain management, and I appreciate that very much. Thank
That was
you.
so kind.
Yes, and I will be vlogging the experience, and Sharon will love to get some video of me when I'm coming out of anesthesia, and I'm going to see if the doctor can get a picture or two of when they cut my leg open and start sawing away at my femur.
Oh.
I want some of that video, so we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do. Will G said, I'm getting on the horizon that weekend. All right, Will. Well, it's okay. We'll get you next time. Maybe it'll be a great time, and we'll do more longer cruises after that. This is the inaugural Jimmy Jamboree, and we'll see what happens. So, yes, video Jimmy drug version, please. So, yes, Tess, we can make that happen. All right, so listen, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for those super chats.
Thanks, everyone.
And we'll be back in a couple of weeks after I go to Virginia. And call Sharon to book your cruises. And you guys have been great tonight. So thanks for joining us so we can share our recent experiences. And anything else you want to cover?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just watch for videos. We're trying to put them out, have 3 videos a week. We'll see if we can, how much we can keep that up. But
Yes.
we're trying.
It's easy when you got a bunch of cruises, but
Yeah.
when you go on a little bit of a down, when
Yeah.
you're a little light on the cruises, that gets a little more challenging. So we'll see what we can do. But you guys have been great. From all of us here at Sharonatsea Travel, from us, thank you to Leanne, thank you to Nancy.
Thank
Nancy's
you,
on a
Leanne.
cruise, but I hope she's having a great time. But
Yeah,
well, we
I'm
love
sure
those
she
ladies
is.
always helping us out. From Lucy, from Matthew, from Callie here, from all of us here at Sharonatsea Travel, to all of you.
Good night, everyone. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, am I going to hit the right thing? This is the right one. Ready, set, here's your favorite song. Get ready to dance.